Hi, this is Yvonne Pren from Effective Church Communications, and I'm so excited to share with you some resources that I have for you for Easter. The thing that is so great about them is all of the work is done for you. You've got lots to do this time of year, and I have a whole set of templates on the Effective Church Communication site. Don't worry about copying this down. The link will be live below the YouTube video here. But in these templates, all of the work is done, including the design, everything, the way it's laid out. All of the artwork is totally legal. All of the writing is done for you. There's little teaser text and things for people to think about. All of that is done. The type is set, the combinations have been put together, and the entire layout is worked out for you. In addition, all of these materials are available in both PDF format that's ready to print and in editable Microsoft Publisher. Now let's take a quick look at the website and let me show you some of these things. Here we are on effectivechurchcom.com website, and all you have to do to find all of the materials is if you just go down here to templates, you can just click on Easter templates. And here you can see here's a listing that you can jump to the individual one if you already know what you want to go to. But as you can see, all of them have preview images. Here are some follow-up ones. Here we have some bulletin inserts if people have questions about Easter. This is such an important one where there are some example templates for you to create for your people. When they come to the Easter service, a lot of times they won't know what is really going on at your church at other times of the year. This will help them figure it out. And you can go through any of the template sets, just click through, download these, put your own information in there. In addition to bulletin insert, I have some bookmarks, which are just great because people will take them home and they may not come back to your church immediately, but it's something that in a week or so they're reading a book, they look at it, they think, might go visit that church. There are all kinds of materials for children. I personally am just quite in love with the little church bunny and different versions of the church bunny where you ask them to come hopping over and bring a friend to Easter. And then, of course, the jelly bean prayer for children, which is so wonderful. Resurrection cookies, Easter connection cards, Easter door hangers, Easter bread recipe cards, motivation to invite friends, just lots and lots and lots of things. Now, you can go to the template section just to download those. If you're a member of Effective Church Communications, you can download them for free. If you aren't, I encourage you to go to the actual article. And the articles usually have at least one free version, and then there are a number of others that are available if you are a member of Effective Church Communications. If you're not, I strongly encourage you to join. It's only $9.99 a month or $99 a year, and you just get lots and lots and lots of things while we're here. You can just see all of some of the books that you get. All of the books that we have in our bookstore are available as downloadable ebooks for church communications members. But I don't want to dwell on that right now. What I want to do is I want to show you what else is available for you to get ready for Easter. And what that is we have a wonderful, just brand new training program that is set up for you on how to get people to come back to church after Easter. This is on our church communications training site at teachable.com. And I'm going to show you the first lesson in that, and then I'll be back to finish up with some things. Hi, this is Yvonne Pran, and I'd like to talk to you about how to get people to come back to church after Easter. Let me give you a little bit of an overview of the course. As I said, I'm Yvonne Pran. I'm your instructor. That's a picture of me in my little home office. And what we're going to cover today is, first of all, we're going to talk about the typical church approach and response to special events, with Easter as our example. Now, we're primarily talking about Easter, but you will be able to apply what you're learning to all of the special events that your church puts on. Mother's Day, Father's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving events, whatever it is, you can use these principles. I'm going to give you a whole new approach to making special events a really successful time for outreach for your church. We're going to do that by giving you a whole new process, a new way of talking about the people involved, and we're going to talk about all of the communication products that you need to create. First of all, though, I will very briefly give you the biblical basis for this because we are doing this as a church. We're disciples of Jesus. We're not a marketing company, we're not an ad agency, and we need to always keep in mind why we're doing what we're doing. I'm going to give you a tremendous amount of strategy, but not only that. I'm going to give you all of the practical help and the communication pieces that you need to carry this out. Everything that you see is available at effectivechurchcom.com, plus much more in the way of background information, articles, and those kinds of things. Below the video, wherever I know it's going to be posted on different things, I will have the links to the additional material. If those aren't there, they'll all be available at effectivechurchcom.com, plus handouts for you to use this video as a training video for your church staff and volunteers. So let's get started. First of all, we're going to talk about why we need a new approach to get people to come back to church after Easter. The typical approach to Easter and other seasonal events is a tremendous amount of time, money, and effort goes into the planning, inviting, and putting on of the event. And the result is usually a big turnout. It's absolutely wonderful how many people show up, and they usually really have a great time. Easter tends to be the biggest one of the year, but churches do a great job putting on special events. The day of the event is considered usually a big success. However, the following week, it's often back to church attendance as usual. Churches go into special events hoping that this will be an opportunity to really build up their church in size, but that very seldom happens. There's little increase in numbers, and then discouragement, incorrect blaming, lots of things like that happen, and it really, instead of being a time of continued rejoicing, is really a time of frustration. The saddest thing of all, and the most important, is there's no spiritual fruit. You don't have new families or individuals connecting with the church and wanting to learn about Jesus. And that's a real tragedy for how much time and effort you've put in. Obviously, we need a new approach. But before we get into that, let's evaluate very quickly the past approach, and let's look at what went wrong. Typically, what's happened in the past in churches is they focus on the event itself. The staff makes most of the decisions, and they're often inspired by some advertisement they saw in something they can buy, by perceived marketing trends, or some ad campaign or direct mail marketing thing that promises to bring a huge return. The emphasis, though, overall is on getting people to the event itself. That's what all the energy goes to. And little thought is given beyond that, except really what I just call wishful thinking, where you assume that if people come to your event and they think you're a wonderful, neat church, and you put on a great party, that then they're going to automatically bring all their little kids to Sunday school on the next Sunday. Well, I hate to tell you this, but they don't even know what Sunday school is. So we have a real problem here. This doesn't work because we assume that just because we host a big Easter celebration, that people will think we're wonderful and come back. But reality is that unchurched people and infrequent guests have no idea what you do on a regular basis. So we've got to stop what we're doing. We've got to take some time out and consider an alternative approach. Before we do that, let's briefly look at some biblical inspiration. In Ephesians, the word tells us to be very careful how we live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity because the days are evil. Therefore, do not be foolish, but understand what the Lord's will is. Recently, when I read this verse, that section really jumped out to me on making the most of every opportunity. We really have opportunities when seasonal and special events come along, and a huge opportunity at Easter. So, how can we make the most of it? Let's look at what the Lord's will is overall, and then we'll apply it to celebrations. First of all, we know in Acts 1:8 that as Jesus said, but you will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and you will be my witnesses in Jerusalem and in all Judea and to the ends of the earth. So being his witness is his will. Also, we know in Matthew 28:18 through 20, he said, go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I've commanded you. So we're to make disciples. We're to be his witnesses. And how can we do that? Well, one of the greatest ways is in the context of celebrations. I'm going to be giving you this three-part approach that will tell you exactly how to do it. I'm going to show you a new process. I'm going to give you a new way to look at the people involved, and I'm going to go over very carefully and in detail the products that you need to create. And I'm not just going to tell you you need to do them. I do have all of them available for you. Now, in the next video, we'll talk about that new process to get people to come back to church after Easter. Hope you enjoyed that first video of what we're doing in training you for Easter. And please do take the time to watch the rest of it. It's all free. This is a link to it. And again, that will also be below the video. For the templates, go to the Effective Church Com site. And again, click just on the templates link there, and you'll be taken to all of those. Finally, as you do your work for Easter, be encouraged. Easter is challenging and demanding and tiring, and there are so many things to do this time of year. But remember how Hebrews 12:2 and 3 encourages us when it says, fix your eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of the faith. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame, and sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. Consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. We have a lot of challenging things going on, but we don't have a cross to face. Jesus faced that for us. And because of that, we must work hard now, but rejoice because a resurrection is coming. And because of what you do at Easter, you'll bring many people with you to meet Jesus.